Hi Dover, and welcome to lesson 6 in chapter 7, solving word problems. So before we begin, we're just going to have a little catch up. I'd like you to have a go at telling me how many hours are in a day, how many minutes in 1 hour, and how many days in 1 week. So just pause that there whilst you give that a go, please. So you should have 24 hours in 1 day, you should have 60 minutes in 1 hour, and 7 days in 1 week. Well done if you got that correct. Right, let's have a look at our in focus task for today. Amira took 25 minutes to finish her homework. She spent another 1 hour 20 minutes watching television. She then left her house. At what time did Amira start doing her homework? So, what do we know from this in focus task already? We know that she took 25 minutes for her homework. We know that she spent 1 hour and 20 minutes watching TV. And then she left the house. This is a picture of her leaving the house. And there is a clock on the wall. What time did she leave the house? See if you can tell me that time on the analogue clock. What is the problem then asking us to do? If we've got all of that information, what do we need to do with it? We need to work out when Amira started her homework. So we know what time she left the house. We know how long she was doing things in between, but we want to know what time she started her homework. So what's the first thing we should do? I want you to pause the video now and see if you can give this a good go. Right. Now you've given it a go, let's have a look at our let's learn. So what Elliot's done here is he's added the 25 minutes of homework and 1 hour and 20 minutes of watching TV together. So he's done 25 minutes, add the 20 equals 45 minutes, and he's then added the hour, which equals 1 hour and 45 minutes. So Amira was doing activities in the house for 1 hour and 45 minutes. If you said that Amira left the house at 4:45, well done, because that's what the time it says on the analogue clock. So Amira left the house at 4:45, which in the 24-hour time is 16:45. So that's when she left the house. We need to work backwards to find out what time she started her homework. So now we've got the hour and 45 minutes in between calculated, we're going to jump backwards. So we're going to take away the 45 minutes, so from 4:45 to 4 o'clock. Okay, we've taken away the 45 minutes. Now we need to take away an hour. So what's 16:00 or 4 o'clock? Take away 1 hour. If you need to, use your analogue clock, so make 4 o'clock, and then your minute hand goes backwards, an hour, and your hour hand goes backwards. That gives us 3 o'clock, or in the 24-hour time, how do we write that? So it's 3 p.m. or 15:00. So that's the time that Amira started her homework. We add the hour and 45 and it takes us to 4:45 when she left the house. Okay, so you can see how these number lines are useful to chunk, to take away or add your units of time. So now it jumps straight to the guided practice for you to have a turn. So we're going to read it through together, the first question, and then I'm going to let you have a turn. So it says, number 1, Holly and Lulu went to the shopping centre at 10:10. They spent 1 hour 45 minutes shopping before going for lunch. They finished their lunch at 13:15. How long did they take to finish lunch? So let's look at this first number line here. It's telling you what you need to add on in order to fill out the answers in the boxes. Okay? So I want you to have a go at this number line first. So pause the video now whilst you give that a go. So if you wanted to, you could have made this on your clock. I'm going to make 10:10 in the morning, 10 past 10. I then need to add an hour, jump an hour. Takes us to 11:10. Okay, so in this box here, we should 11:10. And we then need to add an extra 45 minutes. So I'm going to count that in my fives around my clock face. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. There it is, 45, which is, we're not quite on the 12 o'clock yet. So we are on 11:55. So in this box here, we should have 11:55, 11:10 and 11:55. So Holly and Lulu went for lunch at 11:55 a.m. Okay. The next step, it says, then find out how long they took for lunch. And here we haven't been given any times. However, we do know that they finished their, they began their lunch at 11:55. So that one there should be 11:55. I'd now like you to pause the video and have a go at working this out, please. So I'm going to draw this on my whiteboard to make it a little bit easier to write in and share our answers. So we know that they began their lunch at 11:55. We also know that they finished their lunch at 13:15. So we've been given the start time and the end time of their lunch. Okay. Next thing we need to do is work out jump difference between this. So in fact, I think I'm probably going to add 1 hour first. I'll do an hour jump, which will take me to 12:55. And then in order to get to 13:15, what is 13:15 in the 12-hour time? Well done if you said 1:15 p.m. So if I'm at 12:55 on my clock and I need to get to 1:15, there's 12:55, not 11:55. And I need to get to 1:15, I'm going to do 5, takes me to 1 o'clock, 10, 15, 20. It's 20 minutes until we get to 1:15. So my next jump is going to be 20 minutes. So your number line should look like this. We've done 1 hour jump and we've done a 20-minute jump to take us from 11:55 to 12:55 to 1:15. So in total, they took 1 hour and 20 minutes to finish lunch. The next question, let's have a read through before we give it a go. It took 6 hours 45 minutes to travel from town A to town B by train. A train left town A at 23:35. However, the train was delayed by 30 minutes. When did the train reach town B? Okay, so what we're going to do is have a look at adding that 6 hours to take you to here. Then we can see that they've split 45 into a number bond. What could they split 45 minutes into? See if you can give this a go. This is the first method where we're working out without the delay. Okay, see if you can have a go at filling in these blanks. Okay, so first of all, you may have made 23:35 on your clock. What is 23:35 in the 12-hour time? Well done if you said 11:35, so it would have looked like so. We now need to add 6 hours, so our minutes will stay the same. Theoretically, they are going round a whole turn each hour, but we can just keep it still for the moment. So we're going to add 6 hours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Takes us to 5:35. So in this box here, we should have 5:35. You could have split your 45 into 40 and 5. That's a nice easy number bonds to split that into to make your jumps easier. So from 5:35, we now need to jump that 40 minutes. So I'm going to use my minute hand this time and counting my 5 times tables up to 40. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I'm now on 6 o'clock. 25, 30, 35, 40 takes us to 6:15. So 5:35, add in 40 minutes, takes us to 6:15 here. And then we've got our extra 5 minutes from the 45 that we need to add. So 6:15, add 5, takes us to 6:20. Okay, so these should be written in the 12-hour clock because, or the 24-hour actually, because they are the AM, they stay the same. Okay, so let's have a look at method 2. Method 2 here, we've got with the delay. So how are we going to work out this one? We've got 6 hours 45 minutes, add the extra 30 minutes, will take us to what? So I'd like you to have a little go at adding this together, please. Okay, so we know that 30 add 45 takes us to 75, and 75 minutes add 6 hours. Let's see if we can convert this into hours. So we know that there's 60 minutes equals 1 hour, and we've got 75 minutes. So then we've got an extra 15 minutes that we need to add here. So we've got 1 hour and 15 minutes, add 6 hours. So altogether we've got 7 hours and 15 minutes. Okay, so then we can pop that into here. So we can do 23:35, add the 7 hours. So if we've got 23, which is 11:35, now we're going to add the 7 hours that we've just calculated instead of the 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 takes us to 6:35 instead. And then we add the 15 minutes, 5, 10, 15. Takes us to 10 to 7 in the morning, or 6:50 in the morning. Okay, and that's adding the 30 minutes with the delay. So I know it's a bit tricky. Sometimes you have to look at these number lines and think, what are they trying to ask me to work out here? Do I need to start from the start of the number line, or do I need to go to the end of the number line and work backwards? If I was you, I would sit and have a good look at the number line and work out what they're trying to get you to do before rushing into it and beginning. Look at the information they have already given you. Okay, there's always going to be a starting point that they've given you somewhere in the question. So now I'd like you to have a go at completing worksheet 6, page 194 and 195. Any questions, post on our Google Classroom stream. You can access the textbook online with your login. If you finish that, there's also a mind workout here, which hopefully you can see from the video if you need to come back and have a look at that. Okay. Good luck, everyone.